Welcome to this Windows channel, and today we'll have a look at the latest advances in Windows 10. We're checking Windows 10 Pro technical preview, and this is evaluation copy build 9926. This is the latest version as of February, early February 2015. So where are we at in Windows 10? For those that are still using Windows 8 and are probably wondering what's the future of Windows, because you know what? All of you Windows 8 users are going to have free upgrade to Windows 10. So it's going to be interesting to view the advances and see if it's going to be a worldwide, worthwhile operating system. So first of all, the thing that you noticed in Windows 10 technical preview is the start menu, which is now a revamped start menu with your programs recently used, the different places, all programs and apps are in that start menu. I actually personally like that. You now have in the Build 9926 possibility to expand it to full screen when you go to your start menu, which is also a nice feature. I think if we were able to do that in older versions of Windows, it would have been nice. So the start menu includes apps and the programs that you use. Now for those that I keep getting messages from people say, well, apps are useless, I don't want apps, I don't care about apps. Well, you'll have to care because it's the future of Windows, and that's how it's going to work. And it's not just the future of Windows, it's the future of all operating systems. Even the Mac is using an app store now to install programs in OS 10. So it gives you an idea of really the future of apps is the future of computing. Also, I like apps for another reason, is that apps are easy to install for people that are not very technically inclined. So if you have an app that you want to see, you just click install and that's it. You don't have to answer 20 million questions. And what folder, people don't care what folder it installs. People don't care about these details. They don't want to have questions asked. They want to click on something they want and click an install button and have it, and that's it. So apps give you that possibility. So I think apps are actually interesting for the future. As far as stability, well, in the first few days of using 9926, there were bugs, and I had some blue screens. But you know what? And since there were like maybe 7 or 8 updates that were updates for the technical preview, as this version is really getting updated almost daily. I've had a lot of updates come through. They don't wait, patch Tuesday to patch it. They update it very, very regularly. And every few days you get an update for the technical preview. And you know what? Since the last few updates, I've not had any blue screens, any problems. And I know that a lot of these updates were updates to fix bugs inside the technical preview. So I think that it's a great idea that updates are so frequent, because it really, really made the system much more stable, and I haven't had any problems. I'd say in the past week and a half, and I've been using Windows 10 build a lot, and it's been extremely stable in the past week and a half. So I think they fixed a lot of the bugs that were happening and causing these blue screens. It's fast, it's crisp, it's very fast at starting up. So when you start your computer, you're into Windows 10 in a very, very fast amount of time. Faster than Windows 8. It's kind of difficult, I'd say maybe a little bit, but you know what? It's difficult to see because my Windows 8 install is 2 years old. It's much slower now because of all the software that I installed, all the the tweaks that I made in the system. It is longer to load, so it's kind of hard. But if I remember well, it's as fast as, let's say, a brand new install. And of course, the thing is, this is a new install. I haven't installed pretty much anything in here, so it also helps in having a very fast system. Other features are the fact that there's a new, there's this new notification center, which is interesting because it has not only messages that are sent to you, but it is interesting because you also have access to the different settings and options of your machine here at the bottom, which is, I think, is a good idea. Um, something new actually is the new settings center, which is basically the control panel. And eventually in Windows 10, when the real official version of Windows 10 comes out in October or November of this year, what we know is that this should replace PC settings. If you go into PC settings in Windows 8 and the control panel, everything will be in here. One and only one settings panel. And as you see here, the design is nice. There's it's very simple. It's still not complete, of course, because this is a very early build of Windows 10. But I think it's interesting, and I think it's going to be a good idea to have everything unified. The biggest problem in Windows 8 is having PC settings and a control panel. People don't want that. It's kind of complicated. You have to go to PC settings for some things. You have to go to control panel for others. Everything will be unified here. But as of now, of course, there's still the control panel is still available. But apparently it should disappear when Windows 10 comes out. But I think it's a good idea. It's if it's well done and the way they designed it, it's not too far from the control panel that we're used to. So let's hope that things will get interesting with that. Another thing that we have, of course, is Cortana. Cortana is the assistant that will be integrated in Windows 10. I'll give you an example here. What's the weather like?
Right now, it's -13 and mostly sunny.
And so it gives me a panel with the weather, but not only that, it also tells me, you can't hear it because I haven't sent the sound in it, but there's a female voice that just told me, well, right now it's -13 and mostly sunny. And if I ask for the weather forecast, it's actually going to tell me, today, tonight, tomorrow, and so on. And you know what? You can go and ask a lot of things. For example, search Google. And it opens the browser, and it's going to send me to, of course, a search for Google because it is powered by Bing. But, it's a way there. There will probably, because it's still in a simple form, so there probably going to be some kind of upgrades that you'll be able to say, well, go to google.com and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think it can still do that. Go to google.com. Okay, here
Sorry, I didn't get that.
here it didn't hear me actually. Go to google.com. Yeah, you see it doesn't do it yet, but I'm pretty sure that as they tweak Cortana for the future, is going to be able to do that. You also have the settings that help you use. So for example, you'll have the possibility to just activate it, and when you say, hey Cortana, it actually starts up. Now it didn't do it because it's not set. Since I'm doing a lot of videos about Cortana, I was kind of a little sick and tired of the fact that Cortana would come up every time I would say, hey Cortana. So I just set it to off, but it does work. So Cortana will be your assistant, and it's actually going to suggest things as you're using your computer, and of course it will be checking out what you do to learn more about you, and the suggestions will be a lot on what you actually do in your computer. So sometimes when you do something, it will actually pop up and say, well, do you want me to help you to do this or that? Reminds us of Clippy, that little Clippy in the early versions of Office that everybody got annoyed and everybody would turn off. But this is much more advanced, so I think it's going to be much better in the usage than Clippy. Let's hope so. As part of Windows 10, of course, we heard that there were Project Spartan. It's not integrated yet in build 9926, so for now, we're still at Internet Explorer 11. It does have a small smiley face here where you send frowns. You can send a frown to say, well, there was a problem here, and so that they can see what went wrong. But from what we know is that in the finished version of Windows 10, Internet Explorer is not going to be in the system. We're going to have Spartan as a browser. And if you want or need Internet Explorer, then you'll be able to download it from Microsoft website if you really want it. But we're still right now at IE 11 here. Another thing that's not been changed is Media Player. Now, Media Player is a mixed bag. I think Media Player would be very interesting if it could play natively a lot of different file formats. Fortunately, it's too basic. And if you don't have any other software installed, one thing that you notice is that Media Player doesn't play DVDs. It cannot play a DVD. Now, I know some of you are going to say, yeah, it does. No, it doesn't. If you play a DVD with your Media Player, that's because you have another software installed in your computer that added codecs for Media Player to play it. Because by default, with nothing and no other software, it does not play DVDs. And this is a big problem, I think. In 2015, a media player that doesn't play DVDs is a big problem. Of course, you have alternatives. You can, install VLC, which is a great multimedia player. There's the possibility, of course, of having, a lot of you might use iTunes because you have an iPad, or an iPhone, or an iPod. But I think they need to revamp it. And the media player we have in Windows 10 preview right now is pretty much still the same Windows media player that we have in Windows 8. So there are things that need to be upgraded. That is for sure. So that's a look at where we are at on 9926. And as we go through the different builds, we'll be showing you the features that we get. And it's going to be quite interesting because as this channel goes towards the fact that we'll have Windows 10 later this year, we'll slowly mix videos of Windows 8 and Windows 10, and also videos to help you, when the time comes, if you guys want to upgrade, we'll have full videos on how to do it and to help you to do it, do it by yourself and not have necessarily the help of anyone else. So, if you enjoy our videos, why not subscribe to our channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments or questions on what you've seen, let us know. Maybe you have a problem, maybe you have something that you'd like us to talk about in Windows 8 or a question of Windows 10. Let us know. We'll try to answer any questions if possible. Thank you for watching.